What do you think, Schnooks? I haven't put you in a YouTube video in quite some time. Yeah. Should we give to people some kisses? No kisses for you.
On some positive news today, this mic got dunked in water yesterday and still works. I think. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Pens and Tea. My name is Carrie, and today is day 3 of the 5-day extravaganza. So if you've missed the previous 2, first of all, why? I talked about the top 5 fountain pen nibs that surprised me when I first used them. That was video number 1. Video number 2 was my top 5 fountain pens for journaling. And today, well, you read the title. Today, we're going to be talking about my top 5, my 5 ways, my 5 ideas for how you can use your pens more often. Because sometimes, myself included, despite the fact that I have a YouTube channel, don't use my pens very much. I go in spurts where sometimes I use them for like a couple hours every single day, and then there'll be like days where I don't even look at them. There will be days where I don't even think about them. But this is not to say that we probably shouldn't show our pens a little bit more love. So I came up with 5 ways, because for me, the vast majority of the time when I'm using my pens, I'm journaling, hence yesterday's video. And that still will probably continue to be the dominating amount of time that I use my pen. But I have been implementing these I just heard some insanity outside. Anywho, I have been implementing these 5 tactics, hints, options, things. Anyway, so here we go. I got this idea from my Patreon crew. I actually took 2 of their ideas and smooshed them together because my very first one was one of the ideas of how to use your pens more. And that is to just simply write out quotes. So one thing I did, especially when I was starting out, when my desk area was in my boudoir, and across from my desk was the television. I don't know why I'm so gestury today. Maybe because I just took a 20-minute nap. Who knows? You can't see it anymore. I did have a watch imprint on my hand. Anywho, I used to just listen to whatever the people on the TV were saying and then write them out in, obviously, longhand with my pens to practice my handwriting. Another thing that I've done is, can you see it? Can you say it? Yes, you can. Jurassic Park, one of my all-time favorite books. Top 5, no less. I have written out about half of that book longhand because I just need something sometimes to practice writing without thinking about it, like without having to come up with things to write. Otherwise, I just write the same sentence over and over again, and that gets boring real quick. I feel like Bart Simpson on the chalkboard, So movie quotes, book quotes, you just watching some random stuff on TV, pick a line that they say and then write it out, and then they say another line and then write that one out. Just practice your handwriting because it really does help to be able to shut off the creative side of your brain of having to come up with something to write and to just write. So that's number 1. Number 2 is something that I know a lot of you do, but a lot of you don't. And I have also gone in and out of it. And that is snail mail, my friends. Write some letters. Your friends miss you. Even if you don't have, people that live very far away, you can still write them snail mail. If you have any grandparents around, write them letters, people. Older people love getting stuff in the mail. They love reading it. It's gorgeous. I don't have any grandparents anymore, but if I did, I'd be writing them some letters. Even if you just have to hand it to them. not necessarily through the mail, but find some pen pals. There are a ton of people in this community that really enjoy meeting each other through snail mail. Again, when I first started out doing this channel, I had a couple pen pals. They've since sort of petered out as time goes, but for a couple years there, we were pretty on it, to the point where almost once a week I was sending a letter out to various people, sometimes twice a week. And those would be several pages of writing. So even if you wrote 1 page a day, it really does go a long way. And then you can also get really fancy. Use your fancy inks, your fancy papers. You can tell each other about what you're writing with and all this kind of stuff. So it gives you a really good chance to be creative, which in the previous point gives you a chance to not be creative. I'm trying to check all the boxes here, people. Number 3 also kind of does the same, along the same lines, and is something that I still do to this day, not as often, but still do, and that is hand make your own greeting cards. So if you've got a birthday or an anniversary or Christmas or whatever occasion, a wedding, who knows, write out your own card. First of all, save money because cards are really expensive. Like, I don't know what they are in the world, but in Canada, you're spending like minimum $5 on a okay card. And I say minimum, by the way, most of them are like $8 on an okay card that honestly this person's going to open up, read once, and then throw out. They're literally throwing out your money. So make your own because A, they're probably going to keep it. B, you save money because you're using what you already have. And C, you don't actually have to be that creative. I cannot draw to save my soul. Like, stick people are barely passable. So what I do is I usually find some things online, and like I'll kind of like grab a couple different images, and then I will literally just trace it out. So it'll just be on my iPad, and then I'll put the lock feature on it so that my hand doesn't change like the screen of the iPad, and I will literally just trace over it with like a really, really light pencil, do my lettering and stuff like that, and then I will go in with my fountain pens on top of that. So you don't have to be super artistic like myself to do it. Now, does it take a lot more time than going to a store and buying a card? Yes. But let's be real, 98% of the Hallmark cards or any other brand of cards suck. They're not that funny. Most of them are cheesy. And y'all, if you give me a card that has more than like 3 sentences to read, I ain't reading it. So trust me, your recipient will love it much more than a random Shoppers Drug Mart or Walmart card. So number 4. Number 4 is less an active suggestion and more of a daily practice. And that is to bring your pens and your paper with you wherever you are. So find something that is like a small notebook. So something, like this. It's an old Grace Helbig. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? 99% of you, I don't think, are going to get that. I'm random today. My apologies. I shouldn't have napped. Find a small notebook. People like to use like field notebooks, things like that, something of that size. And find a pen that you really enjoy, that you don't mind, just tossing in a bag, whatever. And bring them with you because you can't use what you don't have. So whether you're grocery shopping and you've got some grocery lists, or whether it's a Christmas list, because guys, we're past the halfway point of the year already. It's coming. Which is just mind-blowing to me. But anyway, or just like literally anything. Half the time, if I'm out and I come up with an idea for a video, I will forget it. I could write it on my phone. I could. Most people probably would. But my brain's just not wired that way. And when I started bringing pens and paper around with me more often, it was nice because a lot of times other people would see it, then ask me questions about it. So then I would bring it out, demo it, use it, talk about it, help spread the joy, So just bring it. You can't use it if you don't have it. And then the last thing is one that I think is super, super cute, especially if you live with other people, whether that is other family, friends, significant others, regardless. Unfortunately, Parker doesn't read, but leave hidden notes just around. So like get like a little, like Post-it size piece of paper or something, write a little note like, I was thinking about you, or love you, or you got boogers, or whatever. Put them in things. You could put them in books. You could put them in their work stuff. You could put them in their socks. You could put them in the fridge. You could put them wherever you want. Just put them somewhere where like, that person's gonna find it eventually, whether that's a day from now, a week from now, but with relative time frame, so that they just every once in a while, they come across it and they're like, oh, cute. They could be having a horrendous day. Like, think about, they're at work. It sucks. Most jobs suck. They're just getting beat on by their boss, and then the customers shit on them, and then their bosses shit on them, and then they're just in the middle taking all of that stank, and then they finally get to go and have lunch, but then their annoying coworker is in the lunch break room, and they just like won't stop talking, and they chew really loud, and they got food falling out of their face, and they're just not having a good day, and then they open up their lunch bag, and there's a note from the person that they love, just saying how much they love them. Now they're having a great day. Now their whole day is turned around. And how cute, all because you took 2 seconds to leave a note somewhere for someone to find. And if you want to get super morbid about it, write a note. It's like, hey, if you're reading this, I'm dead. And put that somewhere. Who knows? Wouldn't that be a kick? There's 2 sides to every story. I do that from time to time. Like I said, I live by myself now, so I don't live with other people that can do that. But occasionally I like taking like, like the stack of Post-its that people would write like grocery lists and things on. I would just literally like flip to the middle somewhere and write in it. Or like people's notebooks at school. I used to do that all the time too. Like just in the corner so that it's not like obtrusive. But yeah, it's fun. It's fun exercise to do. And it helps to spread joy. Unless you tell them that they have boogers. In which case, it's helpful. So those are my top 5 ways to use pens more often. Write out quotes of any kind. Write some snail mail. Your grandparents are not going to live forever. Hand make your greeting cards. Like I said, you don't have to be fancy. Bring a pen and paper with you everywhere because you can't use what you don't have. And then leave cute little notes. Because it's nice. It's nice to be thought of. But let me know in the comment section down below what you do to help use your pens more often so that other people can also take those suggestions if they don't like any of mine, because this is the internet and there's a good possibility that not all of these points are going to be appreciated. If you're down there already, do hit the like and subscribe. New videos come out every Monday and Friday with the occasional Tuesday. And if you really, really, really want to be cool, hit the link to the Patreon in the description. And as always, I'll see you guys. Well, I was going to say next time, but this time it's tomorrow.